President and Chancellor, Brother Raimundo Suplido, FSC, and the La Salle Brothers community, honored guests, 50th Jubilarians of Class 1960 and their families, members of the Lasallian family, administrators, faculty, staff, alumni, our dear students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Each year, we take time to look back to our past, and we remember and honor those who are a special part of our rich institutional tradition. It is with pride that we now honor, in the presence of today's generation of young Lasallians and mentors, the gentlemen of Class 1960, whose lives have been influenced by the time-honored heritage of quality Christian education on the halls of this institution.
For some of our Jubilarian honorees, this is probably their first time to return to the La Salle campus since their graduation day in 1960. Some of them may not have seen each other for 40 or more years. So today is indeed a memorable occasion as we welcome home to La Salle and honor the gentlemen from grade school, high school, and college class of 1960 who are a special part of this tradition. Members of the Lasallian family, may we call on our Brother President, Brother Raimundo Suplido, FSC, to lead us in welcoming home our honorees from Class 1960.
Beloved members of the academic community, our administrators, faculty, staff and office personnel, our students from the integrated school, from the college, from our graduate and professional schools, our distinguished jubilarians of the class of 1960, college, high school, and grade school, our other alumni and alumnae who are present here, our benefactors and guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. How many of you here have boyfriends? I don't see too many hands raised. How many have girlfriends? The alumni are not supposed to answer this. I ask this because I'd like to tell you a love story, not my own. This was sent to me or shared with me by a doctor from De La Salle University Health Science Institute in Cavite. There was this blind girl who hated herself because she was blind. In fact, she hated everyone except her boyfriend, because her boyfriend was always there for her. One day, she told her boyfriend, "If I could only see the world, I will marry you." One day, the boyfriend came back and said, "I have good news for you. Somebody has donated a pair of eyes for you." So, she went to the hospital, had new eyes transplanted to her, and when the bandages were taken off, she could see, including her boyfriend for the first time. So the boyfriend went to her and said, "Now that you can see the world, will you marry me?" The girl looked closely at her boyfriend, and for the first time she saw that he was blind. And the sight of his closed eyelids shocked her. She did not expect that. And the thought of spending the rest of her life with a blind person made her say, "No, I'm sorry." Her boyfriend accepted it with tears in his eyes. he went away very, very depressed and sad. A day later, the girl received a note from her boyfriend. What did the note say? Take good care of your eyes, my dear, because before they were yours, they were mine. Now, some of you are asking, brother, ano ang connection sinang love story kag sa aton diri subong? I think we are here symbolically because we can see. We can see because of the education either you are receiving, or if you are a teacher or a mentor, that you are giving, or if you are a parent or an alumnus, that you have given to your children. And if you are a student, that you are trying to learn with new eyes. So, eyesight is a symbol of the education that we are involved in. It is also symbolic that we need education in order to see. And I believe the Lasallian education that you are receiving is a way of looking, discovering the world with new eyes. And I think the jubilarians here this morning are our witnesses to that. That because of the Lasallian education they received, they went into their careers, their professions, started their families, embarked on their different projects and industries and companies with the eyes of a Lasallian. I believe it is what your parents are handing on to you. Maybe they are not going to get blinded by paying your tuition. I hope not. But certainly, they are giving a very, very important part of their lives so that you, my dear students, will have the best education possible. So today, I welcome all of you. Thank you for the love that you are sharing, whether as mentors, administrators, parents, or grandparents. Thank you also to our students that you show the love and gratitude by learning and making good use of your time here in the university. And the challenge for all of us is, how do we pass on this vision to others in the days and years ahead? So welcome back, welcome home to our jubilarians, and welcome to each one here this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ray.
The class of 1960. They belonged to a time when probably the only ladies on campus were their teachers, and they had to go to nearby schools to get a glimpse of beautiful girls. The chapel was located in what we know today as the business office. They still recognize the administration building, but find it strange that only one building is left where their old high school classrooms used to be. Their canteen was in a place we know today as the college pavilion, and they all proudly remember their basketball and football teams as Bacolod champions. They sang the alma mater song of the time, Men of LaSalle, with vigor and pride. Among them are the basketball stars of their time: Lito Lomotan Jr., Al Velez, Lito Peralta, Lando Rodriguez, Manny Jimenez, Bidoy Aldeguer, Rudy Azcona, and Edmund Sarosa. And of course, not to forget the football stars Iñaki Achaval, Dodo Bustamante, Sonny McFarland, June Cuenca, Edwin Lobaton, and Pete Unson.
Today, they have come home to LaSalle to celebrate the memories of friendship and learning, and to look back to a heritage that has helped mold them to what they are today. To commemorate this joyful homecoming, we shall now call each of our honorees and present them with a commemorative pin and medal. May we request each jubilarian to come up the stage and receive from the Brother President the LaSallian Medal, and from Brother Aryan the LaSalle pin. Please remain on stage until the members of your class have been called. There will be a photo session for each batch of jubilarians.
Grade School 1960 is the pioneering grade school batch of LaSalle Bacolod. Many of them attended the first prep class during those early years. This batch has a total of 69 graduates. 30 of them are with us today. Their batch coordinators, Boy Parroco and Philip Garcia, say that 15 of them live abroad and send us their fond wishes to be here next time. Several have settled in Metro Manila, Dumaguete, and Bukidnon. 9 of their classmates have passed away. May I now call on our grade school jubilarians. Arthur Aguilar. After high school in LaSalle Bacolod, Art graduated from De La Salle University with degrees in political science and accounting in 1969. Obtained his master's in business administration from Asian Institute of Management in 1972 and finished his master's in public administration at Harvard University in Massachusetts. His professional experience covers investment, banking, international project finance, corporate management, rehabilitation, public policy, and government-controlled corporations. He was one of the USLS Golden Jubilee Alumni Awardees in 2002, a AAA Outstanding Alumni Awardee at the Asian Institute of Management, and Art is married to Madeline Alcid. They have a son and daughter and 3 grandsons. Jose Antonio Angudong. Jam was one of the pioneer students of LaSalle Bacolod when he enrolled in 1952 until he finished high school. He took up law and passed the bar exams in 1984. He's a practicing lawyer and is engaged in fish pond operations and hog racing. He has 4 daughters and 4 grandchildren. His hobbies include horseback riding, riding bikes, guns, and racing gamecocks for cockfighting. Ray Balasico. After high school, Ray took up mechanical engineering at St. Louis University in Baguio. His work experiences include 4 years with Philippine Sugar Commission, work as refinery superintendent among many others, and has worked in Cagayan Valley, Pampanga, North Cotabato, Indonesia, South Africa, and Bukidnon. He is now the factory manager of Cotabato Sugar Central Corporation in North Cotabato. He lives in Bukidnon with wife Corazon and 2 children. Arturo Belcena. Turing finished high school in LaSalle Bacolod and earned his chemical engineering from the University of the Philippines, Diliman in 1970. From 1970 till 1988, he worked as cadet engineer, boiling house supervisor, and process superintendent in different sugar centrals in Negros and Bukidnon. He is presently the Planters Relations Officer and Special Assistant to the Operations Head of Busco Sugar Milling Corporation in Bukidnon for 22 years now. He is married to Elena Nobleza, with whom they have 2 children. Carlos Benares Jr. Otik attended high school in LaSalle Bacolod and obtained his BS Business Administration at the LSU in 1969. He finished law at the Ateneo College of Law in 1972. He was formerly with the Bureau of Internal Revenue, and during President Cory Aquino's time, he was the Games and Amusement Board officer and came home to Bacolod and put up his own political and financial consultancy, and he later joined the Arab administration detailed at the House of Representatives. He became the first city administrator of Himamaylan City in 2000. He is currently the Vice President of their Parish Pastoral Council and the main lecturer on good governance for the Diocese of Cabancalan and Parish of Himamaylan. Otik is married and has 4 children. Alfredo Bustamante III. Dodo finished college in 1968, was engaged in the stock market in 1969 till 1972. He went into sugarcane farming in 1978, and in the 80s, he was into sugar trading in Hong Kong and London. He is now based in Dumaguete, where he is an active Rotarian and president of Rotary Club Dumaguete South. He coaches a football team of kids sponsored by American missionaries in Dumaguete. Dodo is married to Chining, with whom he has 3 children. Norberto Capay II. Bert finished high school at Blue Ridge, Pennsylvania, United States of America in 1964. He obtained his business administration degree from De La Salle University in 1970 and his master's in business administration at the Asian Institute of Management in 1972. He is currently a member of the board of directors of Victoria's Milling Company and various subsidiaries. Bert is married to Cynthia Teves, with whom they have 3 children and a grandchild. Rene Fuentes. Bunny attended grade school and high school in La Salle, Bacolod. Earned his BS in Business Administration and BA in History and Political Science from De La Salle University in 1969. He finished the Management Development Program at the Asian Institute of Management in 1971 and obtained his Master's in Business Administration from the University of Santa Clara in the United States. Currently, he is the president of the De La Salle University Science Foundation and has also had work exposure in 13 other countries around the world. Bunny and his wife, Miren, reside in Muntinlupa City with their 2 children. Felipe Garcia. Philip finished high school and college in La Salle, Bacolod. He was a Rotary Scholar to Bacchus Marsh in Australia in 1960 and is a founding member of the Checkmates Band, a founding member of the Thunderbugs Motorcycle Club, a founding member of the National Federation of Motorcycle Clubs of the Philippines, former president of the Bacolod City Development Bank, and the past president of Rotary Club of Bacolod South. He is also the chair of the Hawaiian Philippine Planters Association, a founding member and secretary general of the United Sugar Planters Federation of the Philippines. Next, I call on Ricardo Garcia. Richie attended high school in La Salle, Bacolod and finished college at De La Salle University in 1968. He was commissioner of the Philippine Sports Commission for 5.5 years under the administrations of President Estrada and President Arroyo. Was chair of the Sports Committee in 2005 when the Philippines hosted the Southeast Asian Games and won as overall champion. He is now with the Philippine Olympic Committee as chair of the youth program Batang Pinoy. He is a member of the Rotary Club of Bacolod South. He is also an active member of the La Salle golf team that won over Ateneo many times. He is married to Maria Regina Halandoni, with whom he has 4 children and they have 3 grandchildren. Eduardo Hereza. Pards earned his BS Economics degree from Ateneo. Among his affiliations are Toastmasters International as former area governor, Knights of Columbus as former Grand Knight, former chair of the Provincial Agricultural and Fisheries Council, former board of directors of Negros Forest Foundation, and presently the corporate secretary of Negros Economic Development Foundation. He is the sector head of Couples for Christ, a member of the Provincial Council of CFC Gawad Kalinga, and he resides in Ibi Magalona with his wife Nanette Quaicong, with whom they have 3 children and they have 4 grandchildren. Jose Maria Labaye. Wawing finished high school and college at the University of Negros Occidental Recoletos, where he earned his management degree in 1968. Formerly a member of the La Salle College midget basketball team and was also the starting center forward of the La Salle High School soccer team from 1960 to 1962. Enrique Lacson. After graduation, Bo worked in the family farm for 5 years. Since then, he has been with the Desco Development Corporation, a company engaged in land development as assistant to the president. At age 60, his status has been changed to consultant. Legally, he is retired and very happy. He lives in Parañaque with his wife Monina, where they have 4 children and a grandchild. Angel Lumotan Jr. After college, Lito joined Carlos J. Valdez as junior auditor. He later transferred to the Philippine National Bank in Bacolod and was Chief of Loans and Discounts Division when he availed himself of the early retirement plan. He's presently the San Diego Parish Pastoral Council President, the Gawad Kalinga Silay Project Director, Secretary Treasurer and Managing Director of the Associated Planters of Silay Saravia Incorporated, Vice Chair of the Associated Planters Cooperative of Silay Saravia, Treasurer of Silay Saravia Railway Cooperative, and Secretary Treasurer of CIMAG Foundation. Lito and Ruth reside in Silay City with their family. Next, I'd like to call on Esteban Maramba. Tito attended grade school and high school at Salle, Bacolod, then went to UP Diliman, but completed his AB Social Science course at Salle, Bacolod in 1970. He joined the Philippine National Bank in 1970 and then transferred to Republic Planters Bank in 1978. He retired in 1988 and is now into sugarcane farming and poultry raising. He's married to Arlene of LaSalle College Class 72, with whom they have 5 children, all LaSallians. Jocelyn Moico. Moix attended grade school, high school, and college at LaSalle, Bacolod. Fondly called Moix by his classmates, he recalls the days when he used to hang out at the canteen, watch and cheer for their basketball team, and fighting for championships against other schools. He is well loved and protected by his classmates all through the grade school, high school, and college years. Now he's healthy, wealthy, and wise, enjoying his life of worry-free, single blessedness. His family's mining business has flourished, providing him and his siblings with opportunities to visit other countries around the world. He is presently the Vice Chair and Director of Colette Mining and Development Corporation. Aurelio Ongcinco Jr. June is the agency manager of Philam Life Insurance Company in Bacolod. He was past president of Bacolod Downtown Lions Club, a member of the JCI Senate, and he was the company commander of LaSalle Philippine Military Training in 1963 to 64, and was also the Naval ROTC Corps Commander during his college days. June is married to Ope and they have 4 children, all boys. Jovencio Parroco Jr. Boy finished high school and college in LaSalle, Bacolod, after which he worked with such companies as ESSO Standard Fertilizer, Planters Products, Commercial Exponents, CTT Manila, and Mistral Freight, covering the period 1969 to 1998. He's presently the OIC for Region 6 of the Games and Amusements Board since year 2002. Boy and his wife Anchit reside in Bacolod City. Next, Joselito Pascual. After high school in LaSalle, Bacolod, Lito earned his management engineering degree from Ateneo de Manila University and finished his master in business administration at the Asian Institute of Management in 1972. He joined various companies such as Biscom, International Rice Research Institute, SGV and Company, among many others. He's a retired human resource executive and lives in Las Piñas with his wife Patricia Coruña, and they have 5 children and 2 grandchildren. Jose de la Peña. Jojo finished high school and college at Colegio de San Agustin, Bacolod, where he obtained his banking and finance degree. Married to Juliet Coscoluela, they have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. He's trained in skydiving and is into sugarcane farming. Jojo is active in helping out his wife Jet with activities and mass at the USLS main chapel. Manuel Peralta. Lito was one of the pioneer students of LaSalle Bacolod when it opened in 1952 until he completed high school and graduated with business administration degree in 1969. After graduation, he managed the Peralta Family Hotel, engaged in sugarcane farming and retailing of rattan poles in Davao City and in Cagayan de Oro. He exported pulpwood to Taiwan, was a member of the 1961-64 Junior Varsity Basketball Team champions in the NAAA, and is married to Martha Gonzalez, with whom they have 4 children and 2 girls, 2 boys. Manuel Puy. After high school in LaSalle, Bacolod, Bibing went to University of the East for college and Galbraith School of Shipping in London for his postgraduate course. He was a former member of the House of Representatives. Among his present affiliations are President and CEO, PNOC Shipping and Transport Corporation, Chair and President Ana Cristina Farms and Properties Incorporated, and owner and developer of Sunshine Valley Subdivision in Sagay City. Bibing has 3 children and 4 grandchildren. Next, Joaquin Torre. Wax entered the seminary at Colegio de Santo Tomas Recoletos in San Carlos City for 2 years, then came to finish high school in Salle, Bacolod, where he graduated together with his grade school batch in 1964. He enrolled in first-year pre-med at UP Diliman, but proceeded with his commerce degree at San Agustin, Bacolod. He used to be EVP Treasurer of Riverside Medical Center in 1979, elected Councilor of Bacolod City from 1988 to 1998. He assumed the position of President of Riverside Medical Center in 1999 until his retirement in July 2007. Wax and his wife, Maribel, have 3 daughters and 2 grandchildren. Alfonso Villanueva. Chito finished grade school and high school in La Salle, Bacolod, graduated with the Liacom degree from De La Salle University in 1969. Worked at the stock exchange after college, then went into sugarcane farming until 1983. Migrated to the United States with his family and worked for a computer company for 7 years, then came back to the Philippines in 91 and engaged in coal mining in Samar till 1997. He then ventured into power generation for sugar mills and worked with a British company. In 2004, they developed the first ethanol plant in San Carlos and has ventured into biomass power plants. He's married to Marilu Lizares with a daughter, 2 sons, and a grandson. Eduardo Villanueva. Estoy, or Ed, finished high school in La Salle, Bacolod, where he also earned his BS in Business Administration degree in 1969. He finished his MBA Senior Executive Program in 2007. After college, he managed their family business, GV Trans Company Incorporated, GV Taxi and Buses in Negros Occidental in the early 60s until the 70s. He was into sugarcane farming as well as in the real estate business in the 80s as EVP CEO of the family-owned Santa Fe Resort and Realty Development Incorporated and Fiesta Homes Subdivision. Estoy is a golfer, a tennis player, a target shooter, a martial artist as well, and was a varsity basketball player. Generoso Villanueva. Ray finished high school in La Salle College, Bacolod, and graduated from Xavier University in Cagayan in 1968 with a degree in agronomy. Immediately after that, he got involved in sugarcane farming, with his late father teaching him the ABCs of the industry until he took over the family farms from 1975 up to the present. Married to Maria Belia de la Cruz for 40 years now, they have 3 children. Victor Villarosa. Lilong was one of the pioneer students of the Salle Bacolod from grade school until he earned his college degree. He got married in 1969 and became councilor of Valladolid in 1970. Thereafter, he acquired 7 rural banks and in 1974-77 purchased and operated Interlink Coal Mining Corporation in Cebu and Continental Airways Corporations with 1 cargo passenger plane. Married to Victoria, they have 2 boys, all Lasalians, and 4 grandchildren.
much, Grade School 1960. Once again, a round of applause for Grade School 1960. High School 1960. This batch had a total of 36 graduates. Their batch coordinator, June Cuenca, helped our alumni office in locating their classmates. 10 of them live abroad, while others have settled in Metro Manila, Cebu, Iligan City. 8 of their classmates have passed away. They are represented by 16 classmates here today. We start off with Ignacio Achaval. After high school, Iñaki earned his mechanical engineering degree from De La Salle Taft in 1965. He moved to Madrid, Spain in December 1965 and started working with ESO. He was a former football varsity team captain. He was center forward and star soccer. Iñaki is married to Maria Teresa Biel, with whom he has 3 children and is a grandfather of 3 boys. Now retired, he came all the way from Madrid, Spain, where he resides with his family. Antonio Aldiguer attended grade school, high school, and college in La Salle, Bacolod. Bidoy was a former basketball varsity player with whose team became the NAAA champions in 1960-61. While playing in college, he coached the high school junior varsity team, which became the Western Visayas NAAA champions. He is a coach of Cebu Amateur Boxing. Among his awards were Sportsman of the Year Award in 1992 and 1998 by the San Miguel Corporation Sports Writer Association of Cebu, was inducted into the Sports Hall of Fame, the La Salle Alumni Association in 2007. He's a businessman and currently very actively involved in amateur and professional boxing through his Ala Boxing Gym in Cebu. Producing several world champion boxers, he is now married to Lou Pastrano and they have 3 children. Alberto Arceo. Quito finished college at Xavier University. He was a member of the Rotary Club of Bacolod and was a basketball and tennis player. Nowadays, he walks 12 rounds in Lagoon area early mornings 4 or 5 times a week. He is the president of Arceo Ramos and Sons Incorporated, an agriculture corporation, and is the president of Arceo Realty and Development Corporation. He owns and operates a quarry of filling materials in Barangay Alangilan, Bacolod City. He is married to Nina and they have 3 children and 3 grandchildren. Jose Roberto Quaicong. After college in 1964, Jobert worked with Manila Bank, Pioneer Savings and Loan Association in Makati, and Meralco in Pasig before coming back to Bacolod to work in the family's sugar farm in 1970. He's now with the chairman of their family corporation, Northland Realty Corporation, engaged in real estate development of residential subdivisions and houses. He resides in Bacolod with his wife, Patricia, their 2 children, and 3 grandchildren. Fernando Cuenca Jr. June completed his BSc degree at La Salle, Bacolod in 1964. He was Corps Commander of the Naval ROTC in 1961-62, which won top honors during competitions in Manila. His first job was First Farmers Milling Company, which sent him to Manila to train with IBM Philippines in the operation of the first computer in the province. He worked with ML Incorporated as general manager, where he stayed for 22 years until his retirement in 1989. He's now an active life insurance agent with Insular Life. He's married to Cecil Castellano. They have 2 children and a grandchild. Next, we have Emilio Escay. Mimsi has been living in Manila for the past 25 years as a designer and builder of fiberglass boats. In the mid-80s, he was the president of the Boating Industries Association of the Philippines for 8 consecutive years. He formerly headed the smaller boats of the Bantay Dagat project during the Marcos administration. MIMSI has a new book that will introduce to the whole Philippines the Bantay Dagat 2010-2011 models, which are internationally capable. Eduardo Jose Gonzalez. Bugsy, a pioneer graduate of grade school class of 1956 of La Salle, Bacolod, transferred to Manila in high school and finished college at DLSU in 1967. He attained his MBM degree at the Asian Institute of Management in 1973. Bugsy and his wife Grace have 2 children. They migrated to Las Vegas in 1976 and have stayed there all these years. He has a local business and owns 2 insurance offices there. Bugsy came all the way from Las Vegas, USA. Manuel Jimenez. After grade school and high school in La Salle, Bacolod, Manny obtained the chemical engineering degree from DLSU in 1965. He was a basketball star in high school. His present business affiliations are as President, Director, or CEO of Acro Industrial Development and Construction Corporation, People's Security Incorporated, and Communication Security Integrated Technology. Next, we have Neri Hoxon. Neri earned his BS in Business Administration degree from La Salle, Bacolod. Presently based in California, USA, he is an accomplished accountant with over 35 years experience. He's licensed in life and casualty insurance in California. Neri is married to Fe, he is now retired, and a grandfather of 3. Arturo Lacson. During college in La Salle, Bacolod, Blaze was a member of the varsity basketball team. Then he went to DLSU Manila for a year before coming back to Bacolod, where he presently resides. We also have Leon Arturo Lacson. Earned his BS Humanities degree from Ateneo de Manila University in 1964. Leon Arturo Lacson. A round of applause, please. He earned his BS Humanities degree from Ateneo de Manila University in 1964. Finished his MS in Guidance and Counseling at DLSU in 1973. RT experiences included a year of teaching at Sacred Heart High School, 9 years at La Salle College as a teacher, guidance counselor, with last designation as Student Personal Services Director, 23 years of teaching and administration work at Technological University of the Philippines, Visayas, Talisay, with designation of Dean of Student Affairs. He retired in 2000. RT is married to Susan Sason. He has a son, 2 granddaughters, presently considers himself as a person of leisure working towards accreditation as a Negros tour guide. Armin Letonwa. Armin was formerly with the VMC Cooperative and the Negros Cooperative in 1985. He migrated in the USA, where he worked with the Axmister Medical Group for 12 years and transferred to a bank until he retired in 2008. Armin used to play golf, but now he's fully retired. They have 5 children and 4 grandchildren. Cecil McFarland Jr. After high school, he went to the USA, where Sonny earned his mechanical engineering degree at Loyola Marymount University, Los Angeles, California in 1965. Attended night school at California State University, Dominguez Hills, and finished his MBA in 1978. Worked with several companies in the US until he retired in 2007. Sonny is married to Tina from Cebu, with whom he has 4 children, all married, and 6 grandchildren. Based in Southern California, he used to play and coach soccer, now enjoys golf as a hobby, and is struggling with his golf score. Edmundo Paco. Ed obtained his commerce degree from LCC Bacolod. After graduation, he worked with International Harvester and City Torres Enterprises in Bacolod, joined CGS Broadcasting in Manila for 3 years, then came back to Bacolod and went into sugarcane and prawn farming. Worked with PAGCOR in 1989 until he retired in 2004. Ed and his wife, Evelyn, have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. Completing the list for our high school 1960 is Eduardo Chonco. Ed obtained his business administration degree from Salle, Bacolod in 1965. He worked previously with the Bacolod Coca-Cola plant in 1965-68 and Warner Barnes and Corporation Incorporated in 1968 to 1982. Then he became Prom Farmer Administrator in 1990 to 1993. Ed and his wife Daisy have 3 children, and Ed, be careful, is skilled in martial arts. Let us give a round of applause for our high school 1960.
Thank you very much, high school class of 1960. College class of 1960. This batch had only 15 graduates. According to Andy Benedicto, the batch coordinator, 6 of their classmates have already passed away. Today, we welcome the 6 college jubilarians who are with us today. Andres Benedicto. Andy previously worked with Fuller O'Brien Company, Warner Barnes, and First Philippines Trading Company as Vice President and General Manager. He is semi-retired and presently the President of Benedicto Open Agricultural Farms Incorporated and AMB Agricultural Corporation, both engaged in sugarcane planting. In a personal capacity, he is also engaged in tree planting of Nara and mahogany. Andy is married to Maria Fe and they have a son, Freddy Espeleta. After graduation, Freddy worked at the local office of Metro Drug Corporation, then joined the Bank of the Philippine Islands as a staff in the branch office, until his promotion as bank officer. In 1995, after 30 years of service, he availed himself of the optional retirement package and his last assignment being branch manager of BPI in Mandalagan. He is married to Salle, with whom he has 4 daughters, 3 of whom are professionals. Jose Maria Ilado. After college, Joseling joined PAL Bacolod and Cebu for over 5 years, completed his MBA in 1968 through a Fulbright scholarship at the University of Minnesota, and worked for 5 years with Citibank Manila. Completed the bank's executive development program, which commenced his banking career. Rose to senior assistant manager and was a member of the operations planning and development team. Worked with Bank of Montreal for 25 years, and he had various positions in Canada, Singapore, and Manila, and managing the ASEAN and South Asian markets, Asia-Pacific region, South Africa, Eastern Europe, Middle East, Caribbean, and Latin America. Retired from Bank of Montreal, he joined United Overseas Bank Philippines till his second retirement in 2002 to devote full-time management of their family interest. Among his hobbies are tennis, photography, fishing, scuba diving, and traveling. Jocelyn is married to Frances with 2 daughters, and they came all the way from Ontario, Canada to be with us this morning. Roberto Infante. Bob worked with Fillmore Laboratories as a medical representative in Dumaguete for 12 years. He joined Philippine National Bank and retired in 2000 after 25 years of service. A former Rotarian and an active member of Couples for Christ, he is married to Merly de la Peña of Dumaguete. They have 5 children, 2 of whom are USLS graduates, and they have 5 grandchildren, 1 of whom is now a 4th-year college student at USLS and a volleyball varsity player. And completing the list this morning is Gregorio Yusay. After college, Greg worked as bookkeeper and helped in managing the operations of the family farm. He traveled and visited other countries, came back and worked in their Iloilo farm with his sister and mother, took over his father in managing the family properties in Iloilo and Negros. Now retired, is a member of the Bacolod Cultural Foundation, the Negros Occidental Garden Club, and joins the Casa Maria Peace Fellowship. Again, let us give a round of applause to our College 1960 jubilarians.
At this time, we would like to invite everyone to have a few minutes of silence as we honor with our prayers the memory of the departed members of Class 60, Grade School, Alberto Angudong, Simplicio de Ching Jr., Leonardo Gallardo Jr., Rafael Gensoli, Hernani Maalat, Arturo Piccio Jr., Angel P1, Porfirio Yanson Jr., and Fernando Zaico Jr. For high school, Gilberto Gamboa, Antonio Hilado, Manuel Gisena, Jose Pover, Rene Lacson, Eduardo Pareño, Pedro Unson, Anisio Icalina. For college, Alfonso Coscolhuela, Benjamin de la Rama, Eduardo Esteban, Eduardo Gilada, Nestor Verde Prado, and Alipio Icalina.
We would like to call on some widows of the departed members who are here today to receive the medals and pins on behalf of their spouses. May I request Brother Ray, Brother Aryan, and Mr. Loarca to come up the stage. Mrs. Vicky Angudong, on behalf of Alberto M. Angudong, Grade School Class of 60. Mrs. Marie Josephine Gallardo, in behalf of Leonardo J. Gallardo Jr., Grade School Class of 60. Dr. Chula Maalat, in behalf of Hernani R. Maalat, Grade School Class of 60. Mrs. Edibella P1, in behalf of Angel M. P1, Grade School Class of 60. Her son, Nicolo Andre, will receive the medal and pin. And Miss Lina J. Ilado, sister of Antonio, representing Mrs. Mita A. Ilado in behalf of Antonio J. Ilado, High School Class of 60.
Thank you, Brother Ray, Brother Aryan, and Sir Kuyi. To deliver the response in behalf of the jubilarians, please welcome Mr. Jose Hilado of College Class 1960.
President Chancellor, Brother Ray Suplido, other Lasallian brothers, university officers, faculty, staff, and students, fellow jubilarians, Director of Alumni Relations, Hugi Lawarta, members of the Lasallian community, and guests, ladies and gentlemen. Say 50 years after, say, wow, all these 10,000 students in this school, when I think back in 1952, there were only 175. And our class for graduation for College of Accounting and Business Administration, we were only 15. Today in 2010, over 1,500. And to top that, 59% are female. Wow, it's a great participation, ladies. I'm glad to see you contributing to society. That's progress as I see it. Let's give a hand to the ladies. Today, I would just like to add a few thoughts, not very long, as basically to echo what Brother Ray Soplido, that we jubilarians are witnesses to the quality of education that the university is providing in the community. We probably missed a lot in our generation's campus. We did not have women's perspective in classrooms, nor participation in school organizations and leadership. We had no personal computers, no internet, no smartphones and apps. But I would like to say these changes in today's campus environment are necessary, and these changes must take place. However, the basics remain the same. The tools and environment had changed, but the goal of education, that is to prepare graduates capable to undertake and face challenges as they set out to achieve their respective goals and dreams. The La Salle motto is the same: excellence with a soul and competence with compassion. You graduates from USL University as people of integrity and principled individuals. Christian gentlemen and women capable to participate and contribute to the common good of society. A sound college education is critical to a nation's economic development, and probably, in my view, the most effective way to stay out of poverty. Education is teaching the individual to fish rather than giving him to fish to eat. Since we left school 50 years ago, in my view, learning never stops. Maybe with my gray beard now and experience comes some experience and a bit of wisdom to share, which I call statements to consider. I don't think I have retired from work. Rather, I consider myself now a full-time manager of my life and of my family. Have a goal and pursue any undertaking with passion. Remain principled and stick to values that cannot be compromised, like truth and integrity. This reminds me, Brother Gabriel, who probably one of our professors who has influenced me, where one day he said, to deny truth is hypocrisy, to accept truth is humility. He was a philosophy professor in our class. Be objective and critical and thorough in solving problems. This is part of the education, I believe, that is very important in this university, where we can be able to exercise judgment. Competence breeds productivity and progress. And lastly, don't forget to be a Christian gentleman and woman. This is very important, I think, as we go through along in terms of the conviction of our faith and the passion we do with whatever we undertake. It is my privilege and pleasure, in behalf of the Class 60 graduating class, to express our appreciation and thanks to our alma mater, and to all the faculty members and the staff that were involved during those years. Those were very nice years in our lives. We enjoyed it. We are reminiscing now, and we thank also the university and the Alumni Association for having us today in this gathering. 50 years is a long time to reflect and recollect. And lastly, in appreciation of my parents' zeal for giving us a good education, and also for LaSalle continuing to provide first-class education, and also to foster excellence in this university, my brother Alfredo and I have decided to establish a 100,000 tuition scholarship to the university in the College of Medicine and Engineering. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Hilado. Let us all give a round of applause to Class 1960, grade school, high school, and college.
As we conclude this morning's honoring rites, we acknowledge the efforts of the University Alumni Relations Office and its director, Mr. Jose Kugi Luarca, staff Vicky and Sheila, and the different class coordinators for tracing, contacting, and organizing the jubilarian class of 1960. Let's give them a round of applause, please. We also would like to thank the following: Ms. Heini Gonzalez and her library staff for helping prepare the photo exhibit and for the video presentation of class 1960. Class coordinators Philip Garcia and Boy Parroco for the grade school, June Cuenca for the high school, and Andy Benedicto for the college. The production staff, our office personnel serving as ushers and usherettes, our student marshals and ushers and usherettes from the college and the integrated school. And of course, all the members of the working committee for the Foundation Day celebration, and to all our faculty, staff, students, and alumni who are here, thank you very much. Of course, to our discipline officers, security, and Coliseum personnel, again, let's give everyone a round of applause.
We thank, of course, our students for being here, for patiently waiting until this honoring rise is over. Let us give a round of applause to our students. May we invite all of you to participate in our Foundation Day activities. Right after this program, the jubilarians will join the campus tour. There will be a luncheon in their honor at Santuario de la Salle afterwards. The university community will gather for the agape lunch and fellowship activities. The university student government and college councils have prepared many activities after lunch. At 3:30 p.m., we will have the recognition rites for merit, service, and Thomas Awards for the faculty and staff. All are invited to attend the ceremonies at Santuario de la Salle. And tonight at 6 p.m., don't miss the traditional birthday bash in this Coliseum with the theme La Salle Rock and Roll, Feeling Great at 58. There will be musical arrangements from golden hits of the 60s, 70s, and 80s with new rhythms of today. There will be performances from the University Chorale, JBDC, Musicat, Maskia Theater and ZAM, Pep Squad, Arshans, USLS-IS Drum Beaters, IS High School, 84 Alumni Band, the PTC, and INSPA, of course, with assistance from the Production Support Group. Highlighting the event will be two contests, pop dance competition and the Battle of the Bands, to be participated by all students, faculty, support staff from IS and college.
And of course, at 8 o'clock in the evening, immediately after the birthday bash, everyone is invited to remain for the general alumni homecoming, dubbed as the Rock and Roll Continues at the Coliseum parking area from 8 o'clock till Tak-an. This is hosted by the USLS Alumni Association together with the jubilarians of class 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, and 90, all from grade school, high school, and college batches.
We now request everyone to stand for the singing of the Alma Mater songs, Men of La Salle and Hail, Hail. The Men of La Salle will be led by the Jubilarian class of 1960. May we call on Bonnie Fuentes, Lito Pascual, R.T. Lacson, and Jam Angudon. Everyone is requested to join in the singing of the Alma Mater song. Okay, we will have our Men of La Salle first. Bong? Thank you, Bong. Can we request our four gentlemen from the 1960s, the class of 1960? Let us give them a round of applause. They're going to lead us in the singing of Men of La Salle. Sir?
Shut up, Chito. Ready? Sing. Men of La Salle, see your alma mater beckoning. Look once again to the days of glorious reckoning, when she will stand on the heights of a mighty conqueror. To battle to the fore, so let us lend a helping hand. Onward, onward, men of La Salle, we will never stop until the banner of our college waves from the very top. Time will make our conquest complete, something for all the world to see. So let's unite, we'll fight with all our might for this victory.
Thank you and congratulations. Happy 58th Foundation Day. This has been Lormi.
And this is Roderick.
Animo!
LaSalle!
Animo!
LaSalle!
Animo!
St. John Baptist de La Salle,
Live Jesus in our hearts.
forever.